If you can't finish things, then you may be aiming for something beyond your technical ability. I'm sure we've all been lured into learning a new skill just to try and complete a dream project of ours, with no idea of just how much effort and skill is required to complete it. Perhaps we think that our craving to make the next Half-Life will somehow give us the motivation to do so, becoming a one-man uber game designer on the way. Or maybe it will encourage us to construct a dream team from random people on forums who claim to be the god of coding or the best mapper ever, to help us to achieve our dream project. Sadly, trying to convey our dream project is like trying to explain a nostalgic experience to somebody else. It's personal to us, and although they may get the gist of it, they'll never understand the elements that make it truly special to ourselves. They will build up an idea of what it would be like in their head, and will feel hurt when you attack their efforts, claiming that it's not how you envisioned it to be. You horrible person. I have been making games for over 10 years, and for the first 5, I pretty much worked on the same game. I wanted to make a game like Deus Ex, from the top-down view. My problem was that in making it, I discovered new ways of doing things, and I'd restart with increased knowledge and a greater ability. This repeated itself, and I ended up with hundreds of iterations, each more advanced than the one before, but none longer than 1 or 2 half-finished levels. I ended up settling for a 2-level game that, admittedly, was more ambitious than anything I've attempted since. Although I had mastered certain gameplay aspects through those hundreds of iterations, my lack of experience with the later stages of game design led to an unpolished, unbalanced affair that was very difficult for other people to enjoy, and it was heartbreaking to see it criticised, and even worse, mostly ignored by the gaming community. A community who would give more praise to a well-rounded but ridiculously primitive game that was probably made in a couple of hours by someone with a couple of months' experience. I have always hated the simplistic games that did not attempt anything new and would rate them down based on my expectations. Now I know that they were better than I was, since they managed to finish the projects they started, while I had nothing to show for the years that I put into it. Don't be like me. It is always better to have something finished than it is to have hundreds of unfinished yet complex projects. Since then, I have returned to making simple flash games. By finishing them, I have discovered that projects are always about 10 times longer than you expect them to be when you start making them. If you're already attempting something huge and extravagant, it will defeat you, and no matter how motivated you are when you start, you will run out of steam way before you get to the finish line. In conclusion, if you're aiming to complete a complicated project, then you have a better chance of doing so if it starts off being a basic project which you then add to because it's fun to do so. Even if you run out of patience, you can still release it to the world as a simple game, and people will enjoy it for what it is. Perhaps that's why there's so many basic games out there.